Welcome back. Today we are in Proverbs chapter 30, verse 10 today. Verse 10 says, "Do not malign a servant to his master, lest he curse you and be found guilty." So that means if you know somebody who works for somebody else, an employee, a slave, whatever it might be, don't go to him and try and talk bad about his master. Try to get him to turn on his master. Servants, employees need to serve their masters or bosses. Don't mess with that. Verse 11 says, "There is a generation that curses its father and does not bless its mother. There is a generation that is pure in its own eyes, yet is not washed from its filthiness. There is a generation, oh, and how lofty their eyes, and their eyelids are lifted up. There is a generation whose teeth are like swords, and whose fangs are like knives, to devour the poor from off the earth, and the needy from among men." That is today, is it not, ladies and gentlemen? That is this generation that is on TV right now. They are doing all of these things. They're cursing their father. They're not blessing their mothers. They're pure in their own eyes, not washed from their filthiness. They're lofty in their own eyes. Their eyelids are lifted up. They're not looking up to the Lord. They're looking up at themselves. Their teeth are like swords. Man, I like that imagery there. The way people speak today and insult each other. With no thoughts or consequences, what it does to the other person. Anyway, pray for those people, pray for this generation, because they will see the Lord probably in the flesh as He comes down to teach them a lesson. So I pray that they would turn their lives over to Him first and get raptured with the rest of us before that great day where He comes to oppose them in the valley of Megiddo. Verse 15 says, the leech has two daughters, give and give. Those are the two daughters of the leech. There are three things that are never satisfied, four never say enough. Okay, so this is part of the same idea. The leech that's always like taking from you is like give me. And then these four things never say enough. The three things, four things, it's a poetic thing. It's like there's three things, there's really four things, but he starts with three. It's like there's three, no, there's four, and it's supposed to emphasize these things. And so these things are never satisfied. The grave will never be full. Everybody dies, everybody keeps dying. It never happens where death says, oh, okay, I'm done taking people now. There's no more room down here. There's always enough room. The barren womb. The barren womb's never satisfied. Women are meant to have children. It's part of their desires that God puts in them to bear children. And when women can't bear children, it hurts. It really hurts. And I'm not saying that every woman has to have children. I'm just saying that God puts that desire in them. And when you go around and you see, usually women are so much better with children than men because they just have that nurturing inner desire to do with kids. I'm not saying guys can't have that, and a lot of guys do have that, but women just naturally are more inclined to that type of thing. The earth is not satisfied with water. Basically, we could always use more rain around here. Even in flood zones, floods only happen part of the year, and then the rest of the year it's super dry. So there's more water that can come, and the rains keep flowing down, and the oceans never fill up. And then the fire never says enough. The fire will keep going as long as there's something to burn. The fire never goes, I'm full, I'm going to stop now. And then I would say that with the fifth thing, if I was going to add a fifth thing on this, would be men's desires. Men just keep desiring. That's mankind. We just keep desiring more and more stuff, or more and more security, or more something. We have to have something that we're like, I want more and more of it. It's hard for us to be satisfied, which is why we need the Lord, because He's the only thing that's big enough to satisfy us. Verse 17 says, the eye that mocks his father and scorns obedience to his mother, the ravens of the valleys will pick it out, and the young eagles will eat it. Yum, they're eating eyeballs, right? The idea of this is that if you mock your father and you don't obey your mother, then destruction will come upon you. God is not happy with that. He loves your father and mother. He wants you to honor them. And if you don't do so, God will bring justice upon you. Well, God bless you and have a nice day. We'll see you next time.